we go.
Doesn't work. Okay, we're gonna let Renee go ahead and share about the Wellington.
Okay.
We're supposed to have, first Sally Johnson was supposed to be here, but something came up in her calendar, so she's gonna try and make it sometime next year for our group. And then we were gonna have someone from the JROTC, but they never got back to Mike. And so now we're able to get Renee from Wellington. So Renee, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. I guess I'm the lucky third time's the charm then.
Yeah.
I'll
I
just,
almost feel like I was in the batter's box, you know. I struck out almost struck out three times.
as Richard said, my name is Renee and I'm with the Wellington. So thank you so much for having me today. My pleasure to be here. I'm seeing many familiar faces around the table from our Veterans Breakfast. As Richard also mentioned, this was yesterday morning we had our Veterans Breakfast, and it was the 9th month that we held the breakfast. And we just have from 8 to 9 on the last Friday of the month. We have a free breakfast. There's no catch. There's no speaker. We just want you to come and enjoy some good food and camaraderie, a place to gather. And it was actually an idea of Dawn Anderson. She's our director. I started with the Wellington in January, and it was already in the works when I started. So you could thank her, and we just carry it out as a team. It's our pleasure. It's my favorite Friday morning of the month, so it's fun to see everybody come in. And we've had anywhere from probably 15 to 40 in the morning, and it kind of varies depending on what's going on. So, and the reason we don't have a speaker is we want folks to feel welcome to come anytime between that 8 and 9 a.m. So we just want you to come in and visit with each other. It's a good place to gather, and we have veterans that live among us in our community. When I mention community, that is the Wellington. We are not a facility. We are a community of folks that live together, and so we do have several veterans that live with us. And if you've been to the Wellington, how many have been to the Wellington? Pretty much everyone around the table, I think. Mm-hmm. You've probably noticed our veterans wall. And we have past and present veterans on our wall, meaning the folks that have resided there and have passed on. At any time we have a new resident come in, that's one of our questions, if they'd like to be included. It is their choice whether they'd like to be included on that wall. And we rarely have anybody decline. So it was a mural that was painted by a former employee.
Yeah.
And so it's very special to us. And so please, if you do come in there, take a look at all the pictures. So again, that's every last Friday of the month. And that is just special for our way to say thank you for your service. And we want you to feel welcome anytime. So if you have friends or other folks that live there, please feel free to come and visit with them. We have coffee every day at 2:30, 7 days a week, coffee and fresh cookies. Or if there's a special event, they might have some cupcakes or cake or whatnot. But every day at 2:30, if you have someone you want to come over and visit with, come on over and have some treats. We welcome folks to come in, and we want everybody to feel like they're welcome to come through our doors, which you are. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I actually am anybody know where Kramer, North Dakota is? I'm from Kramer, North Dakota. And I'm a small town girl. I don't think in my time living there growing up there were more than 125 people in that town, and there's probably 25 people in that town now. So
Where is it at?
It's about 18 miles southwest a little bit of Botno.
Okay.
So very small town, farming community, a lot of farmers around. My grandfather was a farmer in the area. So my folks have lived there since the early 1970s, and on the family Garby farm. So if you're native to the Garbys. So, and graduated from Newburgh High School, and also NDSU Botno, and also Detroit Lakes Technical College. So I have degrees in education and also sales and marketing. My position with the Wellington is actually community relations director, and that's kind of a little ball of a few things. It is coming to see folks like you and to visit with you and just to let you know we're out there. I visit communities and go around and talk to businesses just to let them know that we are. And you never know who you know, right? And I also conduct tours and in sales and marketing and outreach, so it's kind of a combination of those two. So I get to go and talk all day. That's what I get to do. So they pay me to talk. I think I can handle that. But this summer I took a few trips. I love, like I said, I'm a small town girl, so I have been visiting all the different smaller communities. We do have a lot of folks in our community at the Wellington that are from all over North Dakota. And it's just it's a great collection of folks that have a lot in common, which is interesting. So that's what makes it work, I think. Yeah, yeah. The Wellington is 13 years old. It's kind of an infant when it comes to, we are an assisted living. We added independent living last fall, so we have 8 of our 67 units that were designated as independent living, and they were full as of a couple months ago with a waiting list. So the assisted living, we have a few small ones. We have a few 1-bedrooms open yet, but we do have all sorts of different accommodations. We have a studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom deluxe. 2-bedroom deluxe has 1,150 square feet. If you have a ranch style home, it's the first level of your home. So we do have all different sizes, and they really built the building well. All of the rooms have nice, great big windows, so it's nice and light and tall ceilings, and I always commend them for that, because that is huge when you don't feel like you're trapped in a small. I don't like small apartments, so I was very pleased with that. We do offer 24-hour care in the building, just so if anyone ever has an emergency or they need something, there's always one of our care staff in the building. Makes it's a lot safer that way than maybe staying out on the farm. Or we have some people, believe it or not. Do I have any snowbirds here that go south at all? Probably know someone though. We actually have a few residents that come in their snowbirds for us in the winter, because they don't want to shovel the snow at home, and they don't want to worry about living out on the farm and having someone come and clean out that long driveway. So we have a few of those folks that come and stay with us for the winter, and that's great. We love to have them. Several of them will be back soon, and we're just excited to have them back. And so like I said, we have all kinds of folks, and it is locally owned by a group of investors, but it is managed by the Meridian Senior Living, and it is a managing corporation, and they are out of Maryland, but we are their only North Dakota property, which is good and bad. We can do our North Dakota way, and but then again, sometimes when we ask for things that we need, it takes a few emails and phone calls to get their attention, but that's all right. We know how to be persistent here in this state.
Gotta be.
So that works. We, very proud of what we have to offer. We have, we serve restaurant-style meals such as this. Folks don't have to go through a buffet line. They don't have to worry about that. Have a nice hot breakfast like you enjoy on your Fridays when you come. Every morning we offer that. Well, if you go away hungry,
Your own fault.
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And one of the main things that we offer a lot of activities. And that's one of the things that some of our residents choose to be involved in or not. We offer them all sorts of different things. We have our the usual that you always think of. You always think of bingo, and you always think of just kind of group things like. But have you ever thought of a painting class? Would you ever think you'd have a painting class? We have at least one painting class a month. J.D. Myers. Yeah, not spray paint. You don't even, and don't worry. No graffiti, not yet. That age of people hasn't come around yet.
Came out, American Graffiti, isn't that from the 60s movie?
I was born at the end of the 60s.
And before your time.
Yeah, just barely, right at the end of the 60s.
Yeah.
No, and that's actually very interesting, and that's one of the things that a few of my friends and I have talked about, and the age of folks that we're 55 and older, so you don't have to. You don't. And I always have. There's a terrible, terrible stigma out there with assisted living. I don't want to have to go there. I don't have to go there yet. Well, good news, you don't have to, you can want to. You know, you can have us do the laundry, you can have us do the housekeeping, you can have us cook for you. Enjoy life, you've earned it. Don't wait too long before you can enjoy it. We've seen that mistake a few times. There's a step, you know, there's a time and place for the nursing home, and God bless people, you know, and that is more skilled care than what we provide. There's a time and place for that, but we're just not it yet. And we want folks to be able to keep their independence. You want to go out and come to the homesteaders and have breakfast or lunch or whatever, you know, your car's out in the parking lot, take it and go. It's apartment style, there are no rules about coming and going. Just let us know when you're in or out, so if we ever do a drill or have an emergency, we know who we're looking for. That's about it. You know, and that's one thing that's, as part of my job, that's the toughest part of my job, is to erase that stigma about that, oh, I have to find some place to put mom and dad. That is one of my most hated statements. So have somebody put someone there, and that's just totally not the case. And so if you can help me erase that, I would really love it, because that is, if you ever want to come and take a look around, come for a coffee time and take, I love to show off what we have. We have a beautiful building, wonderful people. Our director is just a fabulous person. She's been there for over 2 years. She and I worked together in the past. We worked at Job Corps together. That's how I met Mac. When I worked with Job Corps. She was the deputy center director there, and I actually was the student leadership coordinator. So we worked together in the past, and when this job came open and I had an opportunity to work with her again, I took it. I had no plans of changing my employment. I was actually working at the Roosevelt Park Zoo.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Yep. I've known you all along, dear. But, you know, there I had so many hats, and it's a great place. They're doing great things out there. But it was something I didn't see myself doing for a lifetime. So, but I did enjoy my 5 years with them, and when, like I said, the opportunity came to work with Dawn again, and you know, you just have those people you like to be with, and that's why you're all here this morning, I'm sure. Is there any questions for me? I don't want to just sit there, give you a
The only
sales pitch. I
real-
just want to
Sounds
say
like the only real requirement is just to be 55 and older.
that is true.
Okay.
That is true.
So Skip, you gotta wait a while if you're only 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a few years to wait.
Yeah.
And it was the Wellington, about, 6 or 7 years ago now. We started the Veterans Outreach Program at the Wellington. And we started with pinochle and some kind of, you know, and then we decided to make it more of a veterans educational type program where we were, at that time I was doing like 6 homes a month on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Wow.
I'd go, and there was a time when Henry and Mary, they came, and Matt came, and I remember Ernest and Shirley, they came to one of the events and that we would hold at one of the homes, and what I like about her, when she was sharing about that they have coffee every day at 3 o'clock, you said?
2:30.
2:30?
Yep.
Before I hand out tickets, can I get anybody anything else today?
We're
How are we on coffee? Do we need any refills on the pots?
We're good. We got a full pot here if somebody needs it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. You need it? Okay. Anyway, there was a time I was trying to come up with what was called Veterans Connect. And the program that I've been trying to design, and I'll be talking more with our steering committee next year to try and see about promoting this program. And what the program entails is that you would pick, like for instance, the Wellington, and you would visit with like Renee, and you would share with her what veteran here is one that does not get the most visits. You know, because there are some that I know that their families either are far away or their families are not around. And so this is a program that I'd like to see happen here in Minot, where if we can start with our group and hopefully people within our community, and I'm working on the base as well. And what you would do is you would visit with Renee or someone there at the Wellington, for instance. I'm going to use that as an example. And you would ask, what veteran does not get the most visit? And where you would come and you would meet that veteran, and from time to time, you would either take them out for coffee, or when your family has a holiday meal, you would invite them to your home to enjoy a family meal and things like that. And so that's what the Veterans Connect program is all about, is where we would connect with a veteran and kind of like adopt them and help them through their, their twilight years, let's say, if I can use that loosely. And secondly, too, is where if there's anything out there that they might not know of benefits, whether it be medical, if you know about their medical conditions, things like that, or any type of veterans benefit that they're not involved with, or aware of, that is, you could be their resource, things like that. So, but like I said, next year I'm planning on bringing this up with our steering committee and how we can promote, starting next year, a Veterans Connect program using our group here as the role model. So, we have at least 6 homes that there are veterans that are there, and next month I'm going to have a special piece of paper about this size for you guys to sign. And what I'm going to use your signature on is when I put together the Veterans Day cards for the homes. Every year I've been taking cards to them. This will be the first year that the cards that I'll be taking to them will be from us and not from a veterans organization. And also I will be dropping them off Christmas cards and birthday cards. So especially on their birthday, the Wellington staff, whoever will have the cards, that on the morning of a certain veteran who's celebrating their birthday, their card will be placed at the breakfast table for when they come down to sit and eat. Somebody's wished them a happy birthday that year. And I'm sure there are veterans there who do not get birthday cards or holiday cards from family members, So
I suppose
this is a project I've been doing for the past 6-7 years now, or maybe more, and now I'm going to implement it through our group here. So next month I will have a special sign-out sheet for you to just sign on there, and then I'll use it to put it on all the cards that I print out for Veterans Day, Christmas, and birthdays. So thank you.
That sounds like
Oh,
a
and
great
also December 4th is when we will be going to the Wellington for the Pearl Harbor Memorial. So
What's that?
on December 4th, that's on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So that's when we'll be coming out to your place.
Okay.
And
That's great.
any other questions for Renee?
And that sounds like a great program. And I just want to put this out there. I've invited you over, and I noticed on the card, on the information today, that you all knew Ken Kramer, or some of you knew Ken Kramer, and what a wonderful human being he was. And we miss him. But he had lots of family here and friends, and sometimes there are family that are far away. The kids live somewhere else in the United States, and for the most part we do have a lot of visitors to the Wellington. But I encourage you, if you like to play pinochle, or you like to play whist, we have whist Wednesdays. We do pinochle on Fridays. You want to just come and get a game together, we'll talk to Amy and she'll find some folks. It's not too hard to drum up a game of something there if you want to. And if you just want to come and visit with someone, please do so. We invite you to do that.
You play tag?
Do we play tag? We play hide and seek. They frown upon us playing hide and seek. Any other questions for me this morning?
So you don't want to be tagged by American Graffiti style, like
No,
what he
we
wants to
prefer-
do.
Well, and that's what I was starting to say, that's one of the things up and coming, I mentioned about the stigma from the past, and, our, as ages change, and we're kind of seeing I mentioned the independent living about, some of the folks that, they don't want to utilize all the services of the assisted living, and you can pick an a la carte. You can do your apartment and maybe one out of the 3 meals. You can tailor it to your needs. But as everyone moves forward, people are living longer because of medical advances. So you want to make that money last longer, and that's one of our ways that we've offered to do that. But another thing is people change, and young guys like this at 38 and 39 get to come up to be 55.
So am I special?
The music might change, what we offer might change, so things change with the times, and we try to do that and keep everything as interesting as we can and offer as many types of opportunities to get involved. So.
Well, Renee, on behalf of our breakfast group, we want to present this honoring those who serve ministry
very
pen
much.
for you to.
I appreciate
So when you're writing,
I'll be thinking
you'll
about it.
think of us. And so let's thank Renee for joining us.
Thank you so much. And if you were at the Veterans Breakfast, you probably noticed using a pen that Richard gave me before with the flag on it, because that came from Richard. And now we have a flag that Skip brought yesterday that we'll be putting on our table. It actually is going to live on my desk. I love it, and it's living on my desk until our next Veterans Breakfast. And I did throw it on our Facebook.